Okay, now I want to demystify acupuncture. So one of the first contexts you need to understand is the word qi. Qi actually means a lot of different things. It doesn't just mean energy. And it depends on the context, just like everything. So sometimes qi might be referred to the function of maybe an organ. Qi could also be referred to just as oxygen. Qi could also be referred to as blood that's circulating. It could be referred to as your lymphatic. So as you can see, there's so many qi, it's not just one particular thing. But yes, we are trying to encourage more movement inside the body, and a lot of times encouraging more blood flow. And that blood doesn't move through invisible energetic vessels. That blood flow moves through your veins and your arteries. And so, one simple way that you can understand this is if you've ever kind of sat on your leg, maybe you were on a road trip and you noticed that your leg was getting sleepy, all tingly and all that, you were cutting off some of the circulation. The moment you start getting up, you felt the blood kind of rushing back. Well, that's the same idea. If your blood's not moving well, it's going to lead to problems. If I take a string and I tie it real tight at my finger, eventually the part of that I'm cutting off circulation, it's going to change color, it's going to be painful. If I leave it like that forever, it's going to fall off, it's going to die. So the idea is that if we encourage more blood flow anywhere, we're encouraging more function to the body, and things will work a lot better. So the next concept that I want to introduce to you are the meridians. So I wish it was very easy to explain this, but the truth is that many acupuncturists will debate on what meridians actually are, and it's hard because there are books that talks about the meridian system that are like definitely older than me, older than you, older than our country. Like we're talking about thousands of years old books that talks about the meridians. But basically, the meridians that I kind of decide that I go into and I talk about, the meridian is really a connection of different muscle groups combined together that flows well together. Now you have on top of your muscles, you have what's called your fascia, and this is a layer that sits on top of your muscles and kind of connects different areas together. So I think if you had to really look for a good understanding of what are meridians, I would say the best explanation would be muscle groups that works along the fascia lines. So in Chinese medicine, we talk about the lung meridian. We might talk about the stomach meridian. It doesn't mean that it has something to do with your stomach. It just means that perhaps there are some points in that area that could benefit the stomach. So in general, what I need you to understand is that it's not just energy kind of circulating through the body. What it is basically is these are muscle groups that we know that affect other muscle groups. For example, the muscle in the back of the leg and the calf will affect the other muscle that goes next to it, like your hamstring. So those are connections, and a big part of acupuncture in Chinese medicine is look at how the body is connected from one part to the other. Alright, now yin and yang. You might have heard that, you might have seen it on maybe somebody got a tattoo or a necklace with the symbol of the black and white. And it's a great example and concept of showing that everything there's black and white. There's night and day. There is good and bad. There's hot and cold. There's active and passive. And just like you might have had a thyroid, if you've heard of people that have a thyroid condition, sometimes the thyroid is hyperactive and sometimes it's hypoactive. So it's that concept of balance, if the body is in a kind of perfect balance, perfect harmony, then the body is healthy. And that's where that yin and yang comes from. Another example would be maybe in blood pressure. So your blood pressure is not supposed to be too high, it's also not supposed to be too low. It's supposed to be balanced, there's a sweet spot. So that's what yin and yang is about. So now that we've gone through some of the main ideas, the main concepts of acupuncture, you understand that it's about improving circulation, that it's about improving movement, and that the more movement, the more blood flow we encourage to certain areas, the better that area will function. Hopefully you get a better idea, and you realize that we're not just trying to move energy, we're really trying to get your body to be balanced, work in harmony, and really kind of do what the body can do best, and it's to heal and to regenerate. And if there's one thing I can tell you is that the human body is the most incredible. It's an incredible invention. It has so much potential, and a lot of times we just gotta maybe help it and facilitate a little bit, and really encourage it to do what it's meant to do, and that is to heal.